Well, good morning, Tim and Dan. In fact, this is a car I know something about. I've leased in the past 5 Acura RLs in a row. And now we have the 2014 RLX out in the marketplace. Let me say this. Let's start off by the fact this RLX is light years nicer than the last 2 RLs that I actually leased myself. We've got the 3.5 liter V6 that now puts out 310 horsepower. We've gone back to front-wheel drive instead of the super handling all-wheel drive, but we have what's called a pause system on this car, as in dog pause, meaning you actually have some steering on the back wheels and you can actually have toe-in of the wheels for hard braking. The idea is to where this car handles as well in tight turns as any other car. And guess what? In the rain yesterday, I was doing some clover leaves at speeds that you would not believe had total control of the vehicle. A lot of the comments I've seen in the reviews so far, this looks like the last RL. In fact, that's a pretty lazy observation. The exterior of it is much better sculpted than in the past. So let's go to the interior. Nicely done. Infinitely simpler than the RL has been in the past. You'll notice you have 2 screens in the center dash. The top one's the navigation. The bottom one is for radio, air conditioning controls, things of this nature. The bottom screen even has a vibrate position, where when you touch something and it accepts it, the screen vibrates to let your finger know that's happened. But here's one of the dumb things about it. You've got all sorts of nice little trip computers on this car, including mileage. When you turn them on, it covers up the navigation system. It should be thrown to the lower screen to where you can work your nav and see your mileage as you go. Air conditioning's great. This one has the Krell sound system on it. I don't know if it's 14, 17, 100 speakers in it. It sounds very nice. It's almost a shame to plug a $99 iPod into it in order to listen to MP3 files. Here's the big improvement, the back seat space. This was a complaint on the last 2 generations of the RL. Now you have almost the same legroom in this vehicle as you do in the BMW 7 Series. And then when you go back to the trunk, because of the design of the car, it's got a good cut to it. This is a little higher than I'd like to see, but it's still pretty functional. Get ready for this, folks, because it's coming to everybody. Underneath, you will not find a spare tire. You will find a tire compressor to fill up any flat that you might get. And surprisingly, there's not a button to put the trunk down. You have to do it manually. Well, let's talk about price structure. The base price on it's a little under $50,000. Now that's gutsy for Acura because that means the RL is priced right in line with the Mercedes E-Class, the BMW 5 Series. This one's about $61,000. But let me show you how you make the real comparison. In 1991, they sold over 50,000 Acura Legends. The lease on it was $399 a month for 60 months. This one starts with a $499 lease for 39 months. So 23 years ago, you would spend $27,400 to lease a $31,000 car. Today, you can lease this $60,000 car for $23,000. And with that, on a lease, it becomes a pretty exceptional buy. With that, you all have a good weekend.
Okay, thanks very much, Ed Wallace. You can listen to Ed on 570 KLIF tomorrow. And his car column is always in Sunday's Fort Worth Star Telegram.